If you fused Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, what would the new anime be called? Bonus points if you can make up a fake plot.
Balls on the moon.
No. Oh, I like that. Go with it.
Balls on the moon.
So what is the pilot episode of Balls on the Moon?
Balls
what happens in this pilot episode of Balls on the Moon?
In the pilot episode of Balls on the Moon, you find out that all the people on Earth, right, are born gender neutral. Meaning, I'm talking about like Barbie. No, you know what I mean? And you got to go to the moon to find your balls, right? But also the moon is a symbol for what? Femininity, right? Oh. So when you get to the moon throughout your journey, you find out if you're a man or a woman. You get to the moon, you get to take the balls or the moon.
Nice.
And then when you get back to Earth, you're a woman or a man.
Nice. I thought you were gonna say balls or boobs, but we're almost there.
Yeah, we almost. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Cool. I like it.
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events. Fortunate events. Fortunate events. Series of fortunate events.
Hola. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events podcast, brought to you by who? It's still me, MeMeCherry, and I'm joined today by
Jonathan Lyte.
Jonathan Lyte is Seamus's first booked guest. Seamus is behind the camera. He's being very, very shy today. But I will be quoting him since he did help produce this show. So you are friends, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly, supposedly?
I know.
So that sounds like allegedly, supposedly.
Yeah.
So self-described regular guy and serial non-arguer, Jonathan is one of the greatest live performers Seamus has seen in his 5 years on the scene. Jonathan blends the experience of Black America and modern political satire in a perfect mix of comedy and social commentary. You've been pursuing comedy for 6 years. Your friend here, allegedly, supposedly friend, Seamus, says that you are one of the most competitive comics on the scene. What in the comedy scene makes somebody competitive?
I think if somebody tell you they're not competitive in comedy, they lying. Like, it's basically your brain and your worldview at, in the space of in public space, right? So for a person to get up there and be like, oh, I just like having fun, which don't get me wrong, I do like having fun, but you also want to be the best that night. You know what I mean? You don't want to see nobody do bad, but you want to come away feeling like, yeah.
So like, what's the metrics? Like usually, right, when I think of like a competition or the best, like there's a ruler, right, that you're measuring against. Like, is it that you had the most laughs? Is it that you walked off the stage the most confidently? Like, what is a win when you are in this competitive gladiator field that is
For me personally,
comedy?
it's the most laughs and how many people after the show come up to you and feel like they got a deal seeing you, know? Because we do a lot of free shows at this level or like cheaper shows.
Yeah.
But sometimes people will come up to you afterwards and be like, yo, that was really good. And you can see it in their eyes like, yeah, you would have paid 40 for this, huh? Yeah, but you only paid dub. So that feels good.
Do you all ever get like tips like how drag queens get? Like, does anybody ever come to you at the end of the show and like slip you like a little bill as a thank you for doing a good job? What's the biggest tip that you ever got as like
Funny
a cash
enough,
handover?
I only got up at Punchline, San Francisco Punchline. One time, a crowd member picked me. He's like, stand up if you ain't never done it. A crowd member picked me. I got off stage and some dude from Europe gave me $40.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's
felt good. So interesting because when I go to London, I be tipping down because I'm very American and they're like, we don't do that here. So that's interesting that a European tipped you.
Yeah, it felt real good. Like
$40 is nice.
Yeah, that was dope.
So, okay, competitive versus self-assured. Which one would you say that you associate yourself with? He says you're competitive. I hear self-assured. What would you say?
Probably a little bit of both. Like I said, I'm competitive. I don't want nobody to do bad, but I just want to be the best that night.
Sure.
I just want to, that's it. That's all I can say is like, I just want to be the best. If somebody was really, really good, it's like, I got to be really, really, really good. You know what I mean? Even better. So I would just say competitive. Self-assured. I got a lot of anxiety before I go up stage and then after I get off. And pretty much all the time I'm just anxious.
Okay.
Only on stage is it like everything is normal.
Ooh, so when you're on stage, I'm so curious. I ask other performers this. Do you hone in? Do you brown out a little bit? Like, do you kind of like go so into the pocket that you almost forget that you're there for a bit? Because that happens to me. Like, I have to watch videos of myself when I do drag. Not this, obviously. Like, I'm very present when I'm doing this. But when I do drag, I'm so caught up in like the lip sync and getting the performance right and getting my numbers and getting my beats that like I almost like black out a little bit. Does that happen to you, or are you just like honed in, like you are in the pocket?
I feel like sometimes I could like lose track of time. Like last night I did, what was it? It was supposed to be like 15, right? And so in my head, I'm like anxious beforehand, like, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes on this, 5 minutes on that, 5 minutes on this. Like I'm asking the homies, should I unbutton my shirt or button it? I can only go up one way. I can't do it either. I'm just super nervous. And then when I go up there and I'm doing my jokes and I'm feeling like, oh man, I still got so much time. What am I? And it was like, I got the light. I'm like, oh shit, I was like, so maybe a little bit of browning out and less zoning in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. You get
especially
in the
once
pocket.
I really start feeling it early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get in the pocket, which to me, it feels like those to me are markers of like a natural performer or a natural talent. How do you work out your bits? Do you prefer to like sit at home with a pen and paper and write things out? Or are you on stage kind of like on the fly, like, you know, when you hear of like MCs that just go on the mic and just spit it out on the mic without having to write it down?
A little bit of both, but mostly I do write it down a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a very few select people who can just get up there and just go.
Yeah.
And
Only
I like
so many
to,
Jay-Z's in the world.
yeah, I like to write it out. I'm gonna kind of do it like a math problem. Like I'll write a premise, just maybe like a one word, and then I'll draw one line here and then one line there, and then like, okay, why that, and then why this, and then a line there, and then a line there, and
like
then like
that.
factors.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Because I feel like factors, if I start there, the premise is boom, that thing, right? Okay, I'm always gonna have a different intro to what I'm trying to talk about here. So those words I read, you know, whatever. So I'll have the words in my head already of like normal conversational things, right? 'Cause that's what you're trying to do up there. So then I'll hit this and that'll be like a punchline, but then I'll already have the words of like the conversational words, like, okay, well, one night I'm not gonna say it the same every night. It's a different crowd, right? But the joke is gonna be the same. So as long as I got the main premise and then the factors of that premise, I just, you know, it's just talking to people and like sneaking the joke there, sneak it in here, sneaking the punchline here.
And is it like, oh, I'm going to do the dating joke, the joke about tech, the joke about the Bay Area? Or is it like stuff that you go about your life and you're pulling things from your life and that's your inspiration? Like, where do you pull your inspiration from?
Yeah, life and just, you know, I think that's the best way. Yeah, just life.
Yeah.
Like, so I might write something like, here's one of my funny ones. I write my adoption, right? And then it's like, why do people adopt? And it's like, you know, you want to get an athlete.
And you'll start with like a word like that.
Yeah, just like that. And then it's
So
like,
you're almost doing like word cloud, like exercises.
yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
So take me through the adoption one.
Okay, so it's like adoption. Why do people adopt?
Okay.
They want to get an athlete. Okay, so boom, boom. How do they know
They want to get an athlete?
Right.
Okay.
You know? So then another factor, how do they know they're getting an athlete?
But give me another one besides they want to get an athlete. What's another reason people want to adopt?
Another reason, let me think. Another reason, they got a Black Lives Matter sign at their home and they want a kid to match.
Okay, perfect. So now take me down the rabbit hole of one of those two.
Okay, so let's say it's the sport one, right?
Okay.
And it's like, okay, I want an athlete. Well, how do I know I'm getting an athlete? Well, 400 years of slavery, you don't forget a skill like that. Right? You know how to pick a strong black dude. You know, if it's the Black Lives Matter one, you'll go like, you know, some white lady was at a book club and one of her friends made a snarky remark like, I see the Black Lives Matter sign in the window. I didn't know you knew any black people. So she's offended. And so she's like, I have to get something to match the sign. So then the next book club from there, it goes into like,
Stop it!
look what I got. You know?
Now
And then-
that is funny.
Yeah. And then it goes the other way too sometimes of like, why would you want an extra expense? Or, you know, adoption is kind of like a used car lot. You know?
You might end up with a lemon.
Yeah, exactly. I got that in there. Are there lemon laws? You know, like one of my funny jokes is, you know, what if you adopt a kid and, you know, you adopt a little boy and you're progressive. So, you know, trans women are women, trans men are men, but that's not what you bought. So you got buyer's remorse. You know, that's where pronoun insurance comes in at. You know?
Not pronoun insurance.
Yeah.
You know what's dark is that there's actually this story of like this influencer couple that they purposefully adopted a special needs child and they like, you know, made content out of it and then they basically like, yes, we know it's a special needs child. We know this person's going to need a lot. Da, 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 da. They got the child, and lo and behold, it's a special needs child that like needs a lot. They weren't ready for it. And they're like, sorry, can you take him back, please? And they like returned him.
Yeah, you can drop kids off. That's another one in there. Is like, what's the return policy? And it's like, well, there's a fire station in every neighborhood. You know, you can just put him in there, no questions asked.
Yeah, I dated somebody who was adopted. It was interesting watching his relationship with his adopted mom. And actually, recently, I'm not a mother of a human child, but I was recently like looking up at fostering and like just the different options like that. So I'm assuming that you're adopted.
Hell no.
Oh,
no, I don't know. I grew up with mom and daddy.
Oh, it's just you were like going down that route. I got adopted friends.
Yeah, sometimes things just make me curious. Like,
you weren't even applying that to your life.
Nah.
You were just curious.
Sometimes just be curious about stuff.
I got a mommy and daddy. Now that's the intro of the show.
No offense to adopted people. You know, they're great and whatnot, but just exploring things, and that makes me curious in life.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I keep reading over there like they're my questions. I don't know why.
Then I need to go and keep these.
Nah, you good. You good. I'm just anxious.
So I get it. I'm an anxious bird too. I have a service animal because of that, and I smoke a lot of weed. Where and when do you find yourself the most inspired? As I hide the questions now.
Honestly, usually if I do bad and then everybody else does good, I feel like, oh, you a loser. Why are you even doing comedy, bro? Like, you kind of suck, don't you?
You find inspiration in the suck.
Yeah. Because I'm doing super good. Like, I be telling people, I like once a week I fit in, I be telling Seamus, I call them bomb mics. Like, if I'm doing too good, it's like, bro, I got to go get a bomb off real quick. Cause like, my ego will get too big and I'll just be thinking, like, I'm kind of nice, huh? Yeah. And then you don't want to feel that way. And then you go to a big show that means something. And then you realize, oh, I ain't shit.
Yeah.
You rather realize that at like some mic where it don't really matter. You're like, okay, I still got tons of stuff to work on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I figure it out.
Yeah, that's how I feel with my live show. But we're going to sell this next one out. That's all I know. Where, in your opinion, is comedy today? Comedy is very transgressive, progressive, reflective, and just as society changes and, you know, political things uproar and change, comedy does reflect all of that. So where do you think comedy is today?
As a whole, like just nationally, internationally, I think it's
in my brain.
Oh, I think it's dog shit.
Oh,
a lot
tell
of
me.
it. I know a ton of great comics, but like there's people that are on TV that are really getting the praise, and like you'll watch a special and it's just like, what's special about this? You know?
Yeah.
I feel like specials back in the day, even from like non-legends, it was like, oh, okay, this is this person's story. This is original. This is like a good take. Now it's like checklist, Donald Trump something, some type of social commentary. You know, it's just all like checkbox stuff. I don't feel like none of these people really up there. Yeah. I feel like none of these people really up there talking about nothing. Yeah. You know, it's just like, imagine you collected all the jokes you heard at a bar and then hit shuffle. Yeah. You know?
What do you think of like I watch a lot of YouTube, and there's like this analysis of like the Rogan sphere comics.
Oh, I was going to go there. Yeah.
Terrible. That like some comics pop off just because of their proximity to Joe Rogan, for example, Bert Kreischer and.
I was just going to say, Bert Kreischer. Yeah. I mean, even look at like a person like Andrew Schultz, and his crowd work is great, isn't it? And it's like, I mean, is it really though?
To me, he's a better podcaster than he is a stand-up comedian.
I mean, he's just a general asshole, and not even like a super funny one. It's like, okay, I'm
Which
a white dude.
Which is why he's a better podcaster than a stand-up comedian.
It's like, I'm a white dude with some money. Oh, Indian dude in the crowd. Oh, Indian people stink. It's like, I mean, all right, like, whoa, you know, like.
Well, white people stink to other people, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like black dude in the crowd. Oh. Chicken and watermelon. It's just like it's not even that it's offensive. Yeah, it's just
very
like,
base level.
Yeah,
like, it's not creative. It's not.
Not at all.
It's not intelligent. It's not reflective. It's not transgressive. It's not any of those things.
Watching Andrew Schultz, anything. What do you know about Andrew Schultz?
I like his podcast, but I don't like his stand-up comedy.
Him as like his.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like, because to me, that's where he is more real.
Yeah.
But when I see, like, I don't go watch his stand-up comedy. I don't feel inclined to, and I barely watch him on podcasts. But every once in a while, when he does come up, that's when like I'm like, oh, he's being a little authentic and a little real. But to me, when I see him doing stand-up comedy, it's very
Yeah. Now, what do we know about Joe Rogan? All of his specials. What do we know about Joe Rogan?
Nothing.
Weed, closeted homosexual, and then aliens.
Wait. Hold on. we gotta. Wait, I haven't actually watched his specials, so Wait, he talks about being a closeted homosexual.
I mean, he might as well. It always leads into like,
one?
I want to know what it's like to get a penis inside of me as a woman. I want to know what it's like.
That's somebody who's curious about having a penis inside of them.
Imagine if a big, strong guy, there'd be nothing you can do, and it's like, I mean, it's not. Again, it's not offensive. It's not like it's wrong. It's just like every special for like 25 years has just been that. Like, all right, bro.
Him expressing his curiosity on his burgeoning homosexuality.
It'd be funnier if he came out and was like, had a bit about how like he is straight, but often he does really consider being, I don't know, something, but just to constantly like 13-year-old schoolyard dance around it.
It gives humping the chair vibe.
That's what, and then everybody type in stool Rogan, and there's like memes about how the stool's nervous when Joe Rogan, like, he's gonna.
A stool hates to see Rogan coming.
Yeah, come on. Like,
what do you feel about the instant gratification of social media and like social media comics?
I like, because I got friends, and even I do it where some of them will go viral, but they're really good comics. So I'm happy for that it's a medium that we can, put our shit out. But a lot of it is like you'll get I'm not going to say race. You'll get a prototypical, like, looks good person, and then it's like, oh, they're going viral. Oh, they must be great. And then you go see him live, and it's like, brother.
Like Chin Dude. He's all chin. Matt
Rife.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, if you look at Matt Rife, though, I used to feel that way. But if you look at Matt Rife, he was really on his grind, and he's actually a real comedian. And, like, the more you look into it, I actually feel kind of sorry for him.
That he popped off for the wrong reason.
Yeah, because I think he was just a real comedian. And then now it's like, now when I go to shows, I can't just do the stuff that I used to do on my grind. It's like, all the women in the crowd want me to give them attention, or somebody wants me to roast them, or crowd work. And it's like, bro, I just been working on some shit for 10 years.
You gotta do
that
the
I want
wink,
to get
wink,
off.
the flex, flex.
Yeah, so pants. I used to be like, fuck that guy. Not fuck that guy because I don't know him, but like, oh, it's just da-da-da. But like, the more you hear about
it was kind of easy to hate on him for a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the more you hear about his story, you actually start to feel like, damn, like, I actually don't really envy that as much as I thought.
Yeah. Switching gears a little bit, your dear friend here tells me that you're a voracious reader.
Yeah, I'll be reading.
I like that.
Yeah.
SOFE Pod episode number whatever. I'll be reading.
Yeah.
What's your favorite novel or story?
Favorite novel or story? Probably The Alchemist.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Paulo
My grandfather
Coelho.
loved that book.
Yeah, it's really good. Cause I be trying to read more fiction. I be reading mostly political and like nonfiction, but it really depresses me a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like I be needing to know that shit. People be trying me.
Yeah.
But
it's good to know stuff.
Yeah, but
and it's good to have book smarts.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, The Alchemist for sure. Another one was like Flight. It was this thing about, I think some guy like I forgot what it was about. It was really good though. I think he ended up like having to live other people's lives or some shit, or going back, and I don't remember.
You're going on a date. You're bringing a book as a gift. What book are you bringing?
Ooh, a date.
You want to impress a girl with like your book knowledge. It's not The Alchemist. What book are you bringing?
Does it have to be fiction?
I'm just asking what book you bring.
If it's fiction, I'll probably bring her The Three Body Problem. I recently read that one. That one's really good. Or
why?
It's just about like why we haven't met aliens yet. It goes over like the dark forest theory. Like there are aliens out there, but everybody's hiding from everybody because like we would all kill each other if we found each other, right? Because as a civilization, you want to expand, and like even though the universe is like infinite, maybe it's still like okay, but eventually. Like, we're going to get in each other's way. So if we just hid for as long as possible, and if not that one, then The Club Dumas is a good book, too. It's the Johnny Depp had a movie called The Ninth Circle.
Yes.
That's the book it's based on.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
All right. How are we doing on time, production manager? Your friend has also told me that you share a character trait of being very goal-oriented. And I've been told to ask you, what is the number one headband?
Oh, the number one headband is just, that's when you become objectively funny. Oh. So if you have to get to a point where at least out of 10 people on the street, that know, like out of 100 people, right? Because comedy isn't for everybody. So out of 100 people, 10 people know about you.
Yeah.
And out of those 10 people, 6 of them over 5 say like, oh yeah, no, he's the funniest guy out right now. Then you're objectively funny. But you can only do that and hold it for maybe probably 5 years tops before you're still gonna be funny, but there's somebody else coming after you. You know what I mean? So I just want to do that and then retire to Colombia to grow coffee and do cocaine.
Wow.
I don't do cocaine up here, but it's really great down there. I don't even think it's the same drug up here.
It's not. Allegedly in Minecraft. I wouldn't know anything about it. So
I hope I didn't curse. Did I curse in the first 10 minutes?
Oh, you're fine. If it's okay. I put duck sounds over it if we do.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So, what does it take for you to get the courage to go on stage? Because the entertainment industry is brutal. And because I was actually thinking about this, and it's not in the notes, and I don't want to forget it. Me and Seamus talk a lot about, in my cunty opinion, entertainment industry is one of those industries that like talent is like legit 20% of it, and 80% of it is relationships and maintaining relationships. What do you think?
No, that's legit. I had to learn that. I talk to Seamus all the time. I'll be having to talk him from crashing out.
Wow, so
excuse me.
We're in this club together, I see.
Yeah. I'll be crashing out too though, but like my first couple years back doing comedy here, I used to crash out all the time. I'd get off stage, tell a person they suck, like not tell them they suck, but be like, what you want a fist bump for me for? Was that great? Or, just share my opinion a little too freely.
Yeah.
And then you'll look up and you're like, that person's on Sketchfest? Come on, Jack, this person is on the lineup? Like, how? And then you realize, like, they were nicer to people. They kept their mouth shut. Sometimes, they just hung out with that person or whatever. So I had to learn not to do the hang. It's people. I don't just hang with people. I'm not going to hang with you if I don't like you. But I have learned to keep my mouth shut sometimes.
Yes.
Like, it just is what it is. You might not like it, but you just get a circle of friends who know what's going on, and then y'all could, like, banter with each other about it. But that's probably a learning thing. Yeah, you gotta know kitchen table talk versus like open table talk. Yeah. And I don't do the hang as much as I used to either, but like when I show up, and I'm gonna show up with a good attitude, and I'm gonna show up to work, and people are happy to have me come back. Yeah. But so you overcome these things that like to most people would be obstacles. Why do you keep coming back on stage? It just feels good. I remember my mom made me do comedy. I was a little troublemaker hanging out with the homies, and she would always tell me when I was younger, like, oh, you're gonna be a comedian one day, you should be a comedian, blah blah blah. And I just was like, whatever. Like, I just be acting like my dad, talking shit. And then one day I was going to go kick it at the park, and she was like, oh, I signed you up for an open mic. And I was like, what? I'm about to go kick it with the homies though. She was like, well, you're gonna go to this open mic first. And I went and I bombed, but I remember feeling like, I don't know why I did bad there, but I want to go back. So then I went back the next day, and this still bombed. And then that was at 18, she made me do it. And then I never did it again until like 25. And then I did it for like a year or two. Then I stopped for a while. And then at, I want to say like 32, I came back, and I'm 34 now. It's like almost 5-6 years. Yeah. Give or take, between the things. But yeah, that's what inspires me, is just like, if my mom keep telling me this shit, my mom probably right. She been right about a lot of stuff.
I like it. Shout out moms. We're going to take a quick little commercial break.
Cool.
We'll be right back. Bing.
I was wondering, do you remember that you have a Patreon?
Wait, I have a Patreon?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Not only do you have a Patreon, but you also have a certain level of each Patreon that each person can aspire to become.
Yes, you can aspire to be one of my patrons.
What is the first level?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked. The honey level. And in the honey level, you're going to get a sticker in the mail. You're also going to get production credit. Hey. And you also get access to hot cam footage, editing footage that used to end up on the editing room floor digitally, that now ends up in your hot little pockets in your honey level of the Patreon.
What is the second tier?
We have a sugar tier. In the sugar tier, you're gonna get not one sticker, you're gonna get 2 stickers in the mail every month. You're gonna get the production credit. Hey. You're gonna get the hot cam footage, but you're also gonna get the new Patreon exclusive What's in My Snurse, and or just other Patreon exclusive content that would not be at the honey level, because honey you're okay, but you're not sugar. If you take sugar and you throw it in a pot, put a little heat on it.
Okay.
You get caramel.
There's a caramel tier now?
That's the top tier.
Okay. I have to know what is in the caramel tier.
What's in the caramel? You get 2 stickers in the mail every month. You know that you also get a little note handwritten by me?
What?
Yes, everybody gets a note with the stickers.
Well, that's fun.
I mean, it's like Christmas. I told you.
Okay.
You get the stickers. You get the production credit because you're what? A producer.
Hey.
You get the hot cam footage. You get the snurse footage. You get the other Patreon exclusive footage. But you also, and we are coming up on the first drop of these that people are going to get T-shirts in the mail because every 6 months, the caramel level gets a T-shirt in the mail. So yeah, so that is the
Patreon.
MeMeCherry presents series of fortunate events.
You ready to be back?
I don't know it's gonna be that quick. My bad. Yeah, I'm ready.
We're professional around here.
This is a
we
dope
run a tight ship. Is this your first podcast?
No, I've been on another one that was probably like as nice as production as this, but like maybe 2 other ones that were as good as this. Oh. This is pretty dope.
All right, nice. How do you protect your mental health in a cutthroat industry like entertainment?
I don't even worry about it. Ain't nobody about to fight, so like it don't even scare me. At most, somebody can like maybe try to baller block you, not put you on the show, but usually it's only within their little thing that they control. But other than that, I don't be worried about it. I'm gonna talk my shit. Like I'm not gonna be, like I said, I have reined it in a bit in terms of like, I wouldn't say personal attacks, but like without knowing somebody, but just, you can't protect your mental health. Like you'll be trying to protect your mental health and people will come up and try you. And then the worst part is they do it in this weird progressive-y, I'm not really attacking you kind of way, but it's like you really is. Like, okay, for instance, there's one chick, everybody knows who I'm talking about. She'll just throw like statistics out there at you. And I'm just like, brother, first off, I get it, you're a feminist, that's cool. But you know, most of them like statistics about the men is about white men, brother. They not checking for real niggas in these studies. You know, so like you got to keep that over there, you know. Plus, I be reading for real. That's what I mean by people who be trying me. So I be reading for real. So I'm like, what you really talking about is this, right? Versus that.
Yeah.
So what that got to do with me?
Yes.
And they don't really like that shit.
Yes.
But I'm actually a very progressive, probably the most progressive person in the scene, like all around. I just don't got time to be talking like, you know, like I'm a real nigga, bro. Like, I hate to say it, but like I'm just, you know.
Yeah.
Or if you can't say real nigga, just, you know, I'm just a real person. Like, just talk to me like a real person. Like, if you got any grievances or anything I do that makes you uncomfortable, talk about it. I'm not going to argue with you. You know, if it's something that's, you know, like sometimes I say bitch sometimes a lot, right? And sometimes it does make women uncomfortable. So you're like, hey, can you da-da-da? I'm not going to be mad about that. But if they come at it like, oh, when you say bitch, why can't you just say women? Or it's like, bro, I'm not about to argue with you.
Yeah.
I'm not about to argue with you. Just if you don't like it, just tell me, hey, man, could you, oh, yeah, cool, I got you.
Yeah.
But that's just how I talk. But I also understand that it might make you as a woman, you know, uncomfortable, or whoever he is, whatever these things we talking are. And I could switch it up. But the moment you start trying to argue with me, I'm not about to argue.
I know. I totally understand what you mean. And it's interesting, right? Because me, like, I say bitch, I say cunt, I say all these things. To me, it's about intention. And you can feel intention. You can feel intention in tone. You can feel intention in context. And that to me is like the most important part. But yeah, like, you know, I know gay men that sometimes talk and like they throw a bitch around, but like I can tell that they are not meaning it in like a hey bitch, they're meaning it in like a bitch. And it's like, yo, like calm down, sir. Like it's like you're
like,
coming off a little aggressive.
Right, like I got 4 older sisters, so like sometimes won't be talking to me and like they'll get comfortable and be like, oh, you know, bitch, oh my bad. It's like, bro, I'm not, I know you didn't mean it like that. Like, bro, I got 4 older sisters, like it's not the end of the world, bro.
Exactly.
You
Context and tone, it all matters. Is laughter your favorite way to get high?
No, I really miss weed. I stopped
That's
smoking
an honest
weed.
answer.
Yeah.
Why did you stop smoking weed?
Just health reasons. I'll probably start again in a year. But then, I kind of wanted to see if I could do it. And save some money and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not one of them people that find like, I don't know how to say this, like laughter, I like to make other people feel good. And nope, I do it for ego. I like to go up there and everybody gotta look at me and listen to me talk. And it's a trade. If I suck, you're going to let me know. And if I don't, you're going to be like, God damn, I want to see more of him. And that's all it really. Everybody got their fake ass story about why they into comedy. Don't nobody want to admit. You want the attention. You was in class talking, being a class clown because you wanted the attention. You was in, oh no, I really, comedy's medicine. And what I like to do is heal the people through my Nope. Nope, I want to get my shit off, get my point across. I want to be the smartest nigga in the room. I want everybody to look at me. Like, just admit it. Admit it and take, pride in that. Yes. It's okay.
Yes.
Everybody done got an ego death. They 1/8 of mushrooms and everybody's like, Dalai Lama ain't got shit on me, brother. Okay, let me tell you. I've seen the enlightenment. I know. Man, just snort the ketamine and get back on stage, man. Nobody trying to hear all that shit.
Snort the ketamine and get back on stage is classic. That sounds like you could hear it at a comedy club or a drag club.
Come on, ketamine creatures, man. That's what we dealing with.
You get your own show. Who are you hiring on your writing team?
My boy Sean Nichols for sure. Off the rip, I gotta hire him. Let me think. My homie Ryan Holloway. He's a really good writer. There's a dude out there, Dan Lewis, one of the best writers in the scene. I don't care what nobody say.
Okay.
That nigga got it. And then my boy Seamus, of course. Hey. Because he's got the background. And when he's not in his own head, he's really, really good. I need y'all to know that.
I mean, I tell him all the time that if he could be like he is around me,
bruh,
he could crush the scene.
He be having me dying all the time. I'd be like, bruh, if only people could, if I could just, our phone conversations, isolate my voice and then go on stage and say that shit, bro. Y'all wouldn't be fucking with Seamus, bro. I'm telling you. Y'all wouldn't be fucking with him, bro. That nigga cold.
Speaking of Seamus, here are some rapid fire questions from Seamus. I will keep them, quote, word for word. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of comedy?
Carlin, Pryor, and then two more. CK, and then this is a tough one. The black people gonna kill me. Who did I say? I said Carlin, Pryor, CK, and I want to say probably Bill Hicks.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one. What was the first joke you ever wrote?
It was so stupid. The first joke I ever wrote was about how if you ride behind a white woman on a bike in Berkeley, that's one of the most safest places to be because traffic will stop for them. It was so bad.
That's kind of funny though.
It was so bad.
What's the worst set you ever had?
Worst joke?
Worst set.
Worst set? It was at this club. This dude, he the homie, but he went up and then he did good, but he ain't saucy like that. And then I went up and just crashed out badly bombed. And no, I'm lying. Forget everything. Cut that. I remember I was at a comedy competition and it was when Kanye first started going crazy with the Nazi shit.
Oh.
And I had a joke about how black people and Jewish people were similar except for in color.
Wow.
If you were to say, hey, some big nose, curly haired dude stole my money, a bigot wouldn't know what to say. And you have to see what color is he, because I could be talking about a nigga or a Jewish person. And I just fucked it up so bad. And it was right at the height of the Kanye shit when he first started tweaking out that it was like, oh my. One of the judges actually drew a swastika for my score. It was terrible.
Oh no.
It was terrible.
Oh no.
Yeah.
To quote Rod's wife, oh no, Karen. Best set you've ever had?
Best set I ever had. I don't know. I try to not to remember the best ones.
Good job.
Yeah.
Crowd work or material?
Oh, material all day. Crowd work is cool every now and then. You want to get warmed up. You want to get them involved. But I see so many people trying to force crowd work, and they're like, "Hey, man, what do you do for this or that?" Or what do you do? Some people, one of the homies, he actually got, that's a bit of his, so it's different. But where people actually try to force it, you two guys together?
Because they're trying to fish an answer out of them that they can build joke that they already have in the holster ready.
Yeah. So Yeah, material.
Because to me, the
all
good
way.
crowd work is like the organic crowd work.
Yeah. Like you hear somebody talking, you're like, man, shut the fuck up. What
Uh-huh.
are you even talking about?
Yeah.
You know. But like I said, outside of the one homie who got that bit where it's actual material, even
Yes.
though he starts at,
Yeah.
other than that, bro, just do your material.
Do your material.
Yeah.
Hot take. Are you ready for a silly little game?
Yeah.
I heard you like anime.
I love it. Anime is life.
Go with me. It's very silly. It's not going to be serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a silly little game. Round 1. Easy peasy otaku squeezy. What is the name of the magical cat companion in Sailor Moon?
I do not watch Sailor Moon. I've never watched Sailor Moon. It's dope. I respect it for what it was, but like.
Do you know Spanish at all?
Nah, very little.
Do you know the Spanish word for moon?
Luna.
There you go. You got it.
Gotcha.
In
yeah.
Pokemon, what type of Pokemon is Pikachu?
Electric type?
Yes, good job. What is the signature food that Goku from Dragon Ball is always craving?
I don't think he got a signature food. I think he just be eating.
We'll say it's a trick question. He actually loves all food, but ramen and rice bowls are top faves.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he Asian. That makes sense.
What color is Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro?
I hated that movie. I watched it in theaters. This girl took me. Oh, my God. So I'm thinking, she's like, you want to watch this Studio Ghibli movie? It's so great. So I'm waiting on somebody to turn into a dragon fight. I'm waiting for something real sinister to happen. And I'm like, brother, this is just positive vibes. And then sad and then positive vibes the whole way through. It's purple, but...
Gray.
Gray, yeah, it was, yeah, okay, gray. But like, I
have
was
the
just like,
onesie.
right. I was just like, yeah, man, that movie fucked me up. I was really in that theater, hot, like, ain't nobody about to die, like,
We're all living?
yeah,
We're all happy, but
ain't
sad
no
but
boss
happy?
to fight, like, there ain't no arc.
It's just raining?
Yeah, it's just like, I was like, this is a good kids movie. It's a beautiful movie though.
Yes.
All of Ghibli's movies are beautiful, but
In Studio Ghibli's Kiki's delivery service, what is Kiki's job?
I haven't seen that one, but for little clips and stuff, I think she was a delivery person, right?
Delivery witch.
Oh, there we go.
Are you ready for round 2? MeMeCherry
yeah.
Chaos Edition.
Oh yeah.
If you fused Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, what would the new anime be called? Bonus points if you can make up a fake plot.
Balls on the moon.
Oh, I like that. Go with it.
Balls on the moon.
So what is the pilot episode of Balls on the Moon?
Balls
what happens
on
in
the
this
Moon?
pilot episode of
Okay,
Balls
in
on the
the pilot
Moon?
episode of Balls on the Moon, you find out that all the people on Earth, right, are born gender neutral. Meaning, I'm talking about like Barbie. No,
Yeah,
you
no
know what I mean?
parts.
And you got to go to the moon to find your balls, right? But also the moon is a symbol for what? Femininity, right? So when you get to the moon throughout your journey, you find out if you're a man or a woman. You get to the moon, you get to take the balls or the moon.
Nice.
And then when you get back to Earth, you're a woman or a man.
Nice. I thought you were going to say balls or boobs, but we're almost there.
Yeah, we almost, you know.
Yeah. Cool. I like it. I like Balls on the Moon. Buy it from us. Which anime excuse me. Which anime character would slay as a drag performer?
Probably unironically Vegeta.
Talk to me. Right? Who's this character and why
He's
would
in Dragon
they slay?
Ball Z. He just trains really hard
Oh.
all the time.
So
and
because they
like-
have work ethic?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. I mean, some of those girls that do splits, like when you see them as boys, it's like you are a boy that hits the gym.
Yeah.
They sometimes they be looking like anime characters when they're out of drag. Hello Kitty goes to college. What is her major?
Probably psychology.
And did you know that Hello Kitty is actually British?
What?
Yeah, I found out it was like something that came out I think last year during the summer, that it was like a whole thing that like the makers of Hello Kitty were like, yeah, by the way, she's like a little girl that lives in London.
So what's Bats Maru? He's what? Jamaican?
I have no idea. We're gonna have to find out. But yeah, Hello Kitty's a little girl, and she's not a cat. She's a little girl that lives in London with her family.
That's freaky.
I know, it's so weird. All right. Well, those of you that are part of the Patreon, stick around, or not stick around, go over to the Patreon. You're going to see this lovely gentleman stick around a little bit longer for the Patreon exclusive. But right now, we are sadly at my least favorite part of the main show, which is the end. As we wrap up the show, where can my guests find you on social media?
Jonathan Lyte, so just JONATHAN.LYTE. website, jonathanlyte.com, YouTube, Jonathan Lyte, and yeah. Oh, and then the international asshole. But I'll be talking shit on there. So if you don't want to hear, if you want just the comedy, go to Jonathan Lyte. If you want to hear me talk some shit, go to the international asshole.
Nice. If you pulled up your phone right now, what would be your most used emoji?
Let's see.
I like that people look it up. They're so honest. Seamus, what's your most used emoji while we're over here looking?
Baby crying.
So baby crying. So baby.
He got an
crying
Android.
emoji.
Them ain't real emojis. Don't be over here selling it.
Faux emojis.
It's the laughing sideways emoji and then the kiss emoji.
So in the comments, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a sideways laughing crying emoji or a kiss with the heart emoji. For me, it's the little baby angel with the halo and the wings. And this sicko likes babies that cry. So a crying baby emoji. Leave those in the comments. If you're listening very classic style, we like classic around here, and you're like listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure to leave a review. That helps a glittery pirate ship like this one sail deeper and bluer seas. You can find me on social media. On Instagram, it's MeMeCherry IG, MeMeCherry IG as an Instagram. I'm still on Twitter. You can find me MeMeCherry there. Sometimes I'm on the TikToks. Also MeMeCherry, I think 13 or something like that, because people be trying to take my name from me. And you heard me mention a little thing called a Patreon. Patreon.com/MeMeCherry Productions. You're helping independent media stay true and authentic. And right now we need that more than ever. So you can help us do that. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
New friend of the show. This is when we go ding with our mics.
Ding.
Just kidding. You thought that we were done, but we're not done. Actually, the main show is not done. We are going to do some Patreon exclusive, but stick around because our production manager, who worked so hard to book our lovely guest, is actually going to have a little bit of time so they can hang out as friends, and you're going to get to listen in on that. So stick around. That's coming up right now. Bing.
And welcome to I Know a Black Friend with myself and Jonathan Lyte. Just kidding. We just wrapped up my first guest of all time, and it went swimmingly well because, again, I'm with my buddy Jonathan Lyte. He literally told me not to get all Barbara Walters on him, but fuck it. We do what we want here. So we talked about... yeah. And we're back here on Christian News Weekly. No, I am excited to have my buddy Jonathan here because Jonathan has seen, if not all, most of my worst bombs. Is that a fair assessment?
All of them.
All of them. Yeah. I don't know if John remembers this, but John and I met in basically what felt like a Toyota-thon. It was basically this community theater, and it was myself and maybe about 3 people. When I first saw your set. We talked about it earlier, the first joke you ever wrote. But do you remember the first joke you ever performed?
Yeah, I think it was some fake crowd work where it was like these 3 white girls sitting at the open mic, and I was like, oh, like, do you like black guys or some corny shit like that? And then I was like, oh, don't worry, I won't drop your credit score too much. And it was just terrible. I even cringe right now just thinking about that shit. Ugh.
Fair enough. For the Patreon folks and people that don't know you well, what is the word?
This is on the main show, darling.
Oh, this is on the main. Oh, we're on the big deal. Well, we can talk about whatever we want. Oh, cool. So for those who are watching that don't know this term, what does the term Muda mean to you?
Bro, so Muda comes from this anime/manga called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it was originally Dio Brando who would say it, and then his son Giorno Giovanna says it, but it's just useless. It just means useless. Like Dio was a villain, so like whenever the heroes would try to like, I've been training and doing this, he just like beat him back, and then he would just say like Muda 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 over and over like while he's beating him, you know. And then his son does the same thing. There's actually, I'm reading the part about his son right now, part 5, Golden Wind, and it's a 7-page Muda. So there's a part in the manga where for 7 pages he's just beating somebody's ass, and the only words are just Muda 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 Muda. Yeah, like sometimes I be like in my joke book, I'm writing it waiting to go up if I'm like signing up late at a mic, and if it's like just a bunch of ass up there, I'll just write Muda like 100 times. The 100 is the limit, though. You don't want to go too crazy, but I have, like, literally in my joke book, like, 100 different.
101 would be too crazy.
Yeah. But it's just all on one, but 100 mudas.
100 mudas.
Yeah, just 100. Just 100.
I feel like this could be used as, like, a measuring marker. 100 muda equals.
Yeah.
It could be, yeah.
100 mudas is like 5 bad comics. Like 5 mudas. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
So you mentioned that you have sisters. Obviously, you can take care of yourself. Like you said, you've been jumped in. You've had your own life experiences. But of all your family members, who would you say is the one that at the drop of a hat would show up and would fight your battles for you?
Probably my crazy ass sister, Angie. She been like that her whole life. She crazy. She good, though. But she really just been fighting. Like, she's the one, like, a legit crazy sister I got. Like, where it's like.
Yeah.
Like, bro, really crazy. Like
She's like
she'll black out for sure.
Okay.
And like really, like she's not retarded or nothing, but like she get mad, she'll really black out and like fuck some shit up. Okay. Yeah.
You have a specific moment in time, or you just know for a fact?
I just know. You just know. You just hear the stories.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of young when she was like in her rambunctious teenage years.
Mm.
But yeah, she's crazy for sure.
Yeah.
Like I've seen her beat my sisters up, and I'm like, man, you kind of fighting her kind of hard. Like.
Fair enough. This is one of my favorite questions just in general, and I don't think I've ever actually asked you this in like the 5 or so years I've known you. But what would you say is?
I'm not into dudes.
No, well, that's implied with about 50% of this episode. No, what would you say is the greatest misconception about you?
That I just be hella mean, and I'm just this super mean ass. I hate everything person. I hate that. Nah, it's all good.
That's why we have a great editor. We can cut it at any point in time.
Yeah, I'm just this shit. I'm like hella mean.
I meant you.
Hella non-supportive. Like it was a time people would come up to me like, oh, like in the scene, like, oh, well, people think you're this or that. And I'm like, bro, I've never like. There's a person in the scene that was like, you're the meanest person. I've never told nobody to quit comedy. I've never told nobody like to their face like you are absolute dog shit. Like I don't do that. I might like make jokes about it, like what the fuck was you talking about up there? But that's just banter. I'm just talking a little shit, you know. I would never tell nobody to stop doing comedy because you might suck for 10 years and then be the best ever at year 11. So like, just that I'm hella mean. I'm more reactive to the way people are, and I think it's just a lot of people ain't used to it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know if it's the beta blockers in the scene or like. It's like a medication people be on. I don't know. Sometimes, yeah.
No, I've heard him say this many times.
Nah,
so.
they be like,
literal beta blockers.
They be like, yeah, they be on like beta blockers or like antidepressants, but then they also doing ketamine and cocaine, and they also drinking, and it's like you got to pick a battle, man. Hey, it ain't my fault. Like talk to your therapist about this, but like I'm not being overly fucked up to you. You're just on 7 different ways of crazy. Yeah. Like, I don't care that you on antipsychotics. What does that mean to me? Like, I don't need it. Or whatever medication. People be, I'm autistic. I'm bipolar. I'm I'm this and that, brother. Then don't come outside. You know what I mean? Like, fix that shit and then come outside. But don't come outside and then, like, why is the world mean to me, brother? You're being mean to yourself. Yeah. You're putting yourself in very precarious situations. Brother, sister, mother, father, whoever these people are, Yeah.
So let me ask you this. In terms of your own personal performance, how long did it take you to just walk out on a stage, give your best effort? No, man, I didn't have it tonight. Or, oh shit, like I've really got this. And either way, just sort of stayed even keel. Like how long would you say did it take to just become the performer that you feel that you are today?
I've been doing it, let's say like 5 going on 6 years. Probably like the last 2, 3. Probably really the last 2 where I'm just like, I still feel like I suck before I go up and after, but I'm confident enough to be like, that nigga not fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like, she ain't got it. Like,
yeah.
So probably like the last 2 years, I've been confident enough that like, this is going to sound crazy, but I don't care. If Dave Chappelle walked in right loud, like, need an opener, 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
Whereas before I might be like, I could find you somebody maybe. Like,
yeah, I'll check the parking lot.
Yeah, I don't really know, bro.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, now I feel like I could do anything at any point, even with the it's like an inferiority and superiority complex I got about comedy. Mm-hmm. At any time, it's like a self-perpetuating cycle. And inferior, then I do good, and it's like, yeah, I'm better. Then it's like, no, you're not. Yeah.
Right.
It's like a perpetual motion machine.
How long would you say that you sit on a bit till you're like, nah, fuck this. This is not funny.
I probably try it for like 2-3 weeks. I'll try it, or if not a time period, I'll do it at Mike's, because Mike's you never know, because it's just a bunch of comics feeling like, bro, I could do this way better than you anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll do it at a Mike a couple times, and then I'll try it at like a showcase or two, not a big one, but a showcase or two. And if it's not really yanking, it's like it's probably dog shit.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like at a mic, even though it's like if you got a good joke at a mic, comics will come up because it's such a good joke. And it's like, fuck, I wish I had that joke. Right. Like I've done it before. Like you're like, I wish I had that joke, because you already thinking of 70 tags. They'll come up and try to give you a tag for it. So it's like, okay, I got something here in terms of like the formula of funny.
Sure.
But then the crowd, when you do it to them, and then they just looking at you like,
right.
It's like, okay.
He's like, no.
Maybe the first time it's a tough crowd. Maybe the second time it's a tough crowd. But the third time it's like, bro, that joke is dog shit. Throw it away.
Yeah, I think any time that I found myself, and I've done this, being like, oh, that's a joke, or you're supposed to, I'm like, that's when you know it's just like, it's just spiritual death up there.
Yeah. Oh, no, the
like,
ultimate.
we can tell you're trying.
The ultimate
really
sepulchre is when you do when people laugh at their own jokes. Ooh, I be seeing it up there. They say some dog shit, and they're like, ooh, put that blade across your belly, brother, because I know what you're doing.
Just wasting time.
Yeah.
In terms of what you've seen and what you've experienced over like the last, obviously like 5 or 6 years, like in terms of like, you've mentioned the headband, you've mentioned where you want to go, what you want to do. Like, do you really deep down believe that like at the end of it all, like when you're done or whatever, that you just want to live a comfortable life, or do you want to tell a joke every minute, every night, every day of your life?
After I get the headband, I want to defend it for like 2 to 3 years tops, enough that I can take care of my family with a few. And I don't need $100 million. That's crazy. You start getting to too much money, that's when people start having sex with kids. I don't want to know what that's like. I don't want to know, because you got everything else, and you're like, well, you know, that's the last taboo. It's the last friend. I'm cool, bro. I want enough money so that I can take care of my family and the people I love, and then retire to Colombia to grow coffee, small batch little bonsai coffee plants, and do cocaine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It sounds stupid, but that's really it. I really love Colombia. It's really an amazing place.
Yeah.
Nah. Because I don't do like, I can't do no cocaine up here, you know?
I mean, if we get cocaine as a sponsor, we will pump them during the show, every show.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't even have.
Yeah. I'll go back to. I'll probably be more calm.
I wouldn't even have like a big house in Colombia or nothing like that. Just a cool little, maybe 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah.
Probably with around the people too. The people in Colombia hella nice. Like hella nice. Like even like everybody there is just hella nice. Like super friendly, super cool, super chill. Yeah. And the food is amazing. Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember last time you told me you were going on a trip, I was like, I don't think this guy's going to come back.
I didn't want to.
You know, like at all, you're like, I was just expecting his dog to like show up at my front door one day and be like, here's your dog, here's your brand new dog. One thing I've always wanted to ask you about is in terms of like, we mentioned about like self-awareness, like ego and stuff like that. And like, have you just like inherently known how to like check ego at the door and be like, look,
I got 4 older sisters, bro. You're not about to be, they gonna let you know what the fuck is going on.
Okay,
Like, nigga, you shut up.
Yeah.
That's why you this. That's why you that. Like, damn, am I?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. But yeah, I just started noticing too, like, it's fun. Like every ego is the person's like, that's the superhero version of you, the anime version of you, whatever. And it's like, you just can't buy your own hype. That's the best way I could put it. Like, you could sell hype, like, but never buy your own hype. Like, so sometimes I'll buy my own hype where I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm already fucking #1. And then I bomb for like a month straight. Don't get booked. What the fuck?
Don't get high off your own supply.
Yeah, exactly. But you sell the hype. Oh yeah, I'm dope. I'm fun. I'm cool. I'm da-da-da. But in the background, like I was just telling Seamus, like I like a inferiority, superiority complex that I keep. It's like a self-perpetuating. So it's like a perpetual motion machine. Where you just like, I suck. Oh, I'm the best. I suck. And it just, sometimes, you know, it spirals sometimes and it gets bad, but generally it's worked out for me.
Yeah, I think for me, like, and John knows this, is like, it's hard for me to turn that light off in between the security guy and the comedy guy, because I usually get like, you know, just checking IDs or whatever, and someone's always like my joke is like, oh, you assume that I lack intelligence. No, I just lack ambition, right? When I'm sitting there, and people say dumb shit to me like, fuck you, Joe Biden, or I could be old enough to be your father or whatever. Like, it's really hard for me to, like I said, turn that shit off. So like if I bomb, which I do 9 times out of 10, and then someone's like, where'd you learn, like a comic specifically is like, where'd you learn how to do comedy, like a Walmart DVD? I go, nuts. I go full Pacino for like no apparent reason. And Mimi and I have talked about how that's part of the game is learning that sort of how to turn that weird, almost I don't know, like Bill Romanowski psychosis off. You know.
Because we had this conversation once where Seamus was like, yeah, this guy, blah, 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 blah. You know, how dare he ask me if I'm ready for his show? And I said, Seamus, next time somebody asks you, are you ready for my show? You say, yes, thank you. When are you booking me?
Yeah. Right. I be telling him you could call me and like I'll call him and I'll be like, man, I'm about to do this one show. You know what this motherfucker gonna ask me? Do I got 5? Man, I got more 5s than you got. Man, I got more 30s than you got 5s. You know, But I'm not gonna tell the booker that. Like,
right.
I'm not gonna tell the booker
yes,
that.
Please, thank you. When and for how long?
Yeah, specifically though, if gun to my head in this and that doesn't help my case, but in this specific case, this one guy that we're talking about, and I'm sure you can infer who it is.
I know.
He's got some balls for saying that shit to me. So to be clear, I'm not walking up to Cobbs or Punchline and being like, "Oh, where's my time?" I'm just saying.
There's like even a position of power of saying, yes, I am. When are you booking?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, suck my dick.
You know what my favorite line
Yeah.
is these days, man? How much do it pay?
Yeah.
Yes, when are you booking me and for how much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, like I
like,
said, yeah.
Depending on the situation, like it's certain shit I'll do for free, but it's certain people. Not even gonna say people. It's certain things where I'm like, oh no, at this point, and I see what you paying people, and I see like how it go. Like I need that, or no, I ain't even mad at you, but like I'm not finna be I
Right.
need that.
Yeah. Here's a good question that I know will be a banger of an answer. Of all the shows that I've ever put you on or attempted to put you on, what was the absolute worst?
Probably the one off of Lakeshore. That was dog shit.
I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, dog shit was it?
I'm talking about like you fed your dog Taco Bell dog shit. Like,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? Man? I'm not even about to tell a joke right now. I'm about to just monologue.
Yeah. About how he didn't want to be there. Yeah, because I made I don't know. There's the theory of like the first impression or whatever. And my first impression was not great with anybody. So I was like, I'm just gonna throw my own shows, right? And I met John maybe a year in, and I met other folks. I just kept having them come, and John was the one person who's like, you do realize that people like got in their car, found people to watch their kids, like someone to watch their dog. Like there's nobody here, and we might die. Like you need to figure this shit out. And so yeah, I was always just curious how and when to ask you that question, because there's been some bombs of shows that I've thrown. You know, sometimes they're a lot of fun.
Some good shit too.
Yeah, sometimes they're fun. Pizza places are fun. Some bars are fun. Other ones are just dangerous and crazy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
makes me dope. Yeah. Okay, so we already did the Mount Rushmore. We already talked about comedy in general, but we talked about the writing specifically. But if you were to say Merit House specifically, or someone's like, you have an hour to book a show, and we need it. We'll pay you everything. We'll set everything up. Who's hosting and who's the four? Fair enough. Who's your lineup?
All right, I'm gonna go local too, just to show some people some love. Hosting is probably gonna be my young life, Artie Hanna. He one of the best up and coming hosts. I mean, he's a good comic regardless, but he's a dope ass host. Like he'll take notes in between like a person's set, so that he has like 2 minutes to riff off of. Yeah, so Artie Hanna's gonna host it. I'm gonna have Dan Lewis as a feature. He one of the best comics in the Bay. I just did show him last night, Murderer. I'm gonna have Ian Langland's on there. I'm gonna have Ryan Holloway, real cerebral dude, really funny dude. And then the headline.
Are you gonna get all these people booked? I'm assuming, right?
I've booked the majority of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, on this show, absolutely.
And then to headline, I'm probably gonna have the best, to me personally, I don't care what nobody say, the funniest comedian in the Bay Area right now. The only person where like if I'm on the show, I hope I go before him. And that's like, I hate even admitting that, but Jay Rich, he gonna headline it. That's the funniest dude in the Bay.
Enough.
That's the top of the list.
He's top of the list.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm telling, Jay Rich, man. That's one of the people when I do comedy, like, man, I really do suck. I really am. I'm not even like, I don't even got 5.
Well, then I want him on the show.
Yeah, he cold. He cold.
If you're watching Jay Rich, we need you, buddy. We appreciate it.
If you're watching, you are going to reach out
Well, I'm gonna reach out to him too. I'm just gonna remind him of who I am every day for the next 6 months. But I just meant if he just so happened to be, bored on YouTube watching highlights or something.
Playing footsies with me under the table. I don't know why.
It's true. Oh, sorry about that.
I'm gonna cut this into a clip, and you're gonna be pushing this on your social media, so he is gonna be watching.
Hey, please come through. All right. Well, I believe that's about all I have. I appreciate your time, buddy. Thanks for coming out, and we're definitely gonna have you back on the show. So, anything you want to promote? Anything you want to say on the way out?
I wasn't talking about anybody specific in none of this. I promise you, I was just all generalities. That's another thing. People, I'll be just talking in general, and a person, it'll fit a little bit of something, and then it's like, so just to be clear, one time, we got some time on there? So one time, I was saying how I didn't like crowd work. Oh, what do you do for work? And that's one of somebody's sets, and I wasn't talking about his set. I was talking in general about it. And then when I seen him, he's like, oh, I saw that. Well, it wasn't a big conversation, but it's I really be talking in general. But I wouldn't even say the shoe fits so much as it's just the right size sometimes. And it's you know what I mean? That wasn't your shoe. That wasn't your shoe. Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody feels oh, they were talking about, I wasn't. I was that one where I was talking about how the girl, everybody knows who she is though. So I was talking about you. But other than that, I wasn't talking about nobody. I'm just talking shit.
You were talking about somebody.
He's always talking
I'm
about
always
somebody.
talking about somebody. Yeah, I can admit that.
Do you want to ask him anything?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, don't want to ask Seamus? Oh!
Yeah, turn the tables. Let's go. Super Bowl edition.
And I can hear the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that is the Super Bowl today. When you going to stop with the mom spaghetti shit, man?
You've mentioned that. Can you explain to the folks what mom spaghetti is?
Mom spaghetti, if you ever seen 8 Mile, is when he's nervous to go up at the, the shelter. And he's throwing up, and he goes, the knees weak, mom spaghetti. And so, if you know Seamus before a show, he'll be chilling before the show, up to the show, chilling. Oh, yeah. As soon as it's hey, man, 2 people than you, turns into Batman. You just see him brooding in the back, walking back and forth, breathing heavy. He go to the bathroom, and then it's just an inside joke with me and the homies. I'd be where's Seamus at? I'm he on his mom's spaghetti right now, man. So I just be telling him don't worry about mom's spaghetti, bro. It's tons of different dishes out there.
Yeah.
But once he stop eating mom's spaghetti, he's gonna be great.
Thank you.
I'm telling you.
It's an old alcoholic trait. I get in my head a lot, and I have this weird. You talk about social anxiety. It's not so much social anxiety, and it's not the fear of saying the wrong thing and pissing people off. It's just I have this weird sort of dichotomy between obviously if you kill, people come up to you, take photos, whatever. That's obviously what I aspire to. But once I'm done, I'm done. I just want to perform, do the deal. If someone approaches me, great. But every once in a while, actually more than once in a while, I just sort of freak out in my head. I either see one person I can't stand. I know that Louis C.K. has mentioned this, where he'll do Madison Square Garden, 50,000 people, and there's 5 people that are that joke sucks. I hone in on the most negative thing for whatever, because it that's what I was used to when I was homeless and being a drug addict and shit, was just this is never going to get better. So if I have a joke that I know can work, say it the wrong way, I just fumble fuck through it, and I get weirdly angry about it or whatever. So it's just a mental thing that I'm trying to
help not rewire him.
Please do.
Put him in the sunken place a little bit with the tea.
I'm trying to show him new pathways.
Yeah.
Because I'll ask him how's the pitch going? How's it going pitching the podcast? And he's oh, well, I gotta tell my friends that, it's not gotcha questions, it's not Trump questions. And I'm how about we stop focusing on what we're not?
Yeah.
What we are.
Yeah, I just be excited to talk.
Yeah. We're good things. We're a fun place.
We're a place. And we comics, you telling us
I do
get a camera and a mic in our face for an hour. We're gonna be yes.
Here's the thing that we talk about all the time is that I'll never know his perspective, and he very likely won't know mine. And I had
to learn yours in school, but go ahead.
Okay.
I like fucking with him.
Well, anyways, no, I don't know. I'm a pretty hypersensitive person, and I when I started comedy, I wanted to do it for myself, kind of pivoted, and I was well, this ain't working. Maybe I'll get my friends some money and time and shit, and then that was stupid too. So I just got to this weird place of giving a shit too much, and now I'm sort of breaking through that mold because I've lost enough to be like, this is dumb.
I tell him all the time he don't want to listen to me. I tell him, bro, just get into some anime. There's a billion different anime. You're gonna find one character that you're like, oh, I identify with him 100%, and then you just, bro, just live it out in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have superpowers, but I'm telling you, anime is better than philosophy sometimes, bro.
All right, free balling and going.
And we're back.
Welcome to free balling and going.
I asked John to ask me a secondary question because his first one was so good.
And I'm actually on the mic now, so that I'm not just some weird voice in the background like.
Second question. What's your writing process?
Good question. I wake up and I write the first thought I have that day, and I try to make it 3 times funnier. So I'll write down the first thing I think, and then 1, 2, 3, and then just sort of autistically scramble for everything else.
You do that every day?
Every day. Yeah. It's semi-new. Before I would just, he knows this more, I would just riff and hope that something would land.
Writing novellas.
Well, it sounds very, it's kind of similar to your kind of like word tree outline, but you have like, yours is more of like an outline.
Well, I mean, not to give this asshole too much credit, but when I started all this, I
not
thought
too much.
No, I mean, I thought I knew everything, so I didn't want to listen to anybody. So then he was like, I'll wait. Or as he affectionately says, wait till a white person says it. Or wait, no, a blonde hair.
That's my favorite thing. I'll tell him some shit, and then he'll be like, well, yeah, he'll give me pushback. I say, you know what, Seamus? When a blonde hair, blue-eyed white man tells you this, I'll be here to tell you I told you so. And I ain't been wrong yet. But it's okay. It's
usually
American.
Puerto Ricans. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, I like to say that when I try to like hone in on wanting to be successful, I just have to pretend to be a mediocre white man, and I'm going to be right there.
Yeah, maybe it's because I've been used to being a mediocre white man. Then I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. Yeah. Anything else, bud? You got anything else?
When did you two meet?
Well, I was down in life, and Seamus came up. I don't know. Was it at Bumps?
Yeah.
RP Bum Jesus. He used to have this really dope spot. Bum Jesus. He would have a space over near Mandela Parkway. I think it was like, like a mountain climbing thing too, right?
Yeah, that's why I said it reminded me of like Toyotathon. It was just this weird like big ass space. He'd always have like it was basically he would run community shows, non-funded and like non-city approved. So like there was
like
no
very guerrilla
zoning
style.
for any of this stuff. Yeah, it was crazy.
And he would just let you rock. Like, how much time am I doing? Like, bro, how much time do you got? Like, oh shit. And sometimes it'd be packed out, sometimes it'd be not. But oh man, RP Bump Jesus, that was a really, really dope spot. Like, that was real comedy.
So I feel like I've gotten a sense from both of you what it's like to be like an up and coming working comedian. I want to know for the two of you, when you envision success, like what does the life of a successful comedian look like? Like for some people, it's, going to a Hollywood studio and writing for somebody. For some people, it's, recording their special. For some people, it's starting a podcast network. Like for you first, Jonathan, what is a successful life as a working comic look like for you, and what does it look like for you, Seamus, when he's done?
Being able to say whatever I want and nobody could really stop my bag. You know what I mean? Like, not like going Kanye crazy, but just like, bro, no, I don't want to do that, and fuck you, nigga, so leave me alone. And nobody's like, we gotta get him out of Hollywood.
Sure. But it's not like, I want a movie, or like I want 3 specials, or like
probably like 5 specials, a syndicated show, or not syndicated.
Like,
but
you've got these things under your belt. I am now a working, successful comedian.
Okay, so Oscar for comedy.
Ooh, an Oscar. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Not an Oscar. Grammy. I didn't even know you could get Grammys for comedy. So I get like a Grammy for comedy.
That's how Whoopi's an EGOT.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let me nominate. You know what it is? I want comedy to be respected as an art.
Yes.
Right now, it's like I tell people, it's like comedians are like the cucks of artists.
Well, the fact that they combine them as like musical and comedy in some of the awards.
You know what I mean? And not even just like that, but it's like I would never, like, I can rap and make a nice bar, but I would never be like, oh, I'm a rapper. Yeah, I'm gonna do some rap. Like, everybody wants to be a comic. Oh, it's a award show. Peyton Manning's up there doing 5. T.I., the music ain't popping no more. I'm a comedian now. Like, are you? Or, and it's just like,
Real Housewives husband wants to be a comedian
like,
because his wife laughs at him.
I couldn't be a sucky painter and then paint and people be like, well, we're gonna respect your art because art is art. It's like, nah, get out of my studio. You know what I mean? But like comedians are like I said, the cucks of artists, because it's like people will come and like just fuck our, you know, if you're a woman, man, with a partner, they'll just fuck them and do whatever they want to. And we'll just watch it happen and like, it's okay, I'll clean you up after. I'll take you home. It's cool. Don't worry about it. No, it's cool. Don't even. Can you be a little gentler with her, please? Well, that's not how you're supposed to do that.
Can you please not manhandle the merchandise?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then we still gonna go home and love comedy. Whereas like a painter, it's like a respected art. It's like, I wish Richard Pryor could be seen like Rembrandt. You know what I mean? Like, or these other just different forms of art and sculpture and all these things. But yeah.
Isn't it ironic though that most of those artists though don't become actually famous until they're dead?
Yeah. But they get respected forever though.
At least with like somebody like Pryor, you know, like he was well respected and known while he was alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's just interesting, right?
That is true, yeah.
Anyways, you.
Oh, my answer's petty as fuck.
I want bitches sucking my dick anywhere I go.
No. It's funny. I feel like in a lot of different ways, I'm a much better comedian today than I was year one. But year one, I had zero fear. Because I knew I would be instantly disliked and I didn't give a shit. And I think kind of life caught up with me. So I won't tell you my ultimate goal just because I guarantee you someone will try to steal it.
No. I don't want your ultimate goal.
No, it's never been done before. But in the interim,
to me, you wake up tomorrow, you have these things under your belt. You are now classified a successful comic, comedian, working comic. What are the things under your belt that you wake up tomorrow morning and you happily stand on that box that says successful comedian?
To start at its base, I want an actual set. I don't have that yet. I just riff. I have ideas. It's whatever. But I
a proper set.
I've got a couple more than 5-minute sets coming up, and I'll bullshit. I'll lie. I'll steal. I'll do whatever the hell to get through it. But I don't have.
Don't say steal.
I was gonna say don't steal.
Well, not steal. You know what I mean? Beg, borrow, steal. That old Irish thing.
Sure.
I would. So at the very basis, as I want to get back to writing how I did when I was writing musicals, like when I was writing non-lyrics and stuff, and just pure writing. And then I want, in said space, I want to wake up knowing that I don't have to fight for meals anymore. I don't have to be a door guy anymore. I don't have to be,
that's great.
You know, I can just be myself. And similar to this guy, just be like, we may not think he's as handsome as Matt Rife or as talented as Richard Pryor or whatever, but like he's got something like that undeniable. Like this guy shows up and like you said, I don't want to follow that dude.
Yeah.
Like and that's yet to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's mostly just 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. It was all about women, fame, money, all this stuff. Now I just want to be like, why do I think I'm funny and how do I prove it?
Nice.
So that's sort of my deal.
Very good. Anything else, gentlemen, before we wrap up this main show? Extended extravaganza, ganza.
My bad. I'm holding y'all hostage, huh?
No, you're not holding anybody hostage. Content is content, baby.
Right.
And some of this might get spliced into the Patreon. Who knows? I'll have some fun with it.
Right. Any more questions for Mr. Donna?
Or is there? Let's leave it with this. Let's really, really, truly do the manifestation exercise. Like, really close your eyes and really think about, like, truly, we're sitting here next year. We're sitting at this table or a different table together. What have you accomplished that we're manifesting from now to then? I'm passed at 3 clubs in 3 different states, and I got 2 monthlies that make over $300 a month. And then I have a end of the year comedy festival. Small, but yeah. I like it. He was really good with the answer and quick. Mm-hmm. I like it. You should sit down like me and Seamus did and write it down. And like write each one of them down and like write out the steps. I got it on a board at my house, chalkboard. Good job. Yeah. Okay, good. It really makes such a difference. It really, really does. Yeah. Okay. Close your eyes. We're manifesting. We're sitting here next year. MeMeCherry Productions has grown. You've helped it grow. But for you, Seamus, what are we manifesting for you? At its simplest form, I want to wake up in the morning, come to this job, do
the said things, have the guests like John, people I want to like aspire to work with, have all the things, and then be on any stage, even if it's an open mic, 7 days a week. We've discussed it. It's on my board. It's never happened in 5 years. It's sad.
And when you say that, because it sounds like when you first told me, I didn't understand it as a concept, but what you mean is that you want to, for 1 week,
one calendar
in that
week,
week,
Sunday to Monday
through Sunday, you have hit the stage Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's what you mean by 7 days.
Yeah, because I've personally thrown over 300 shows, and I could only attend 80 of them because I've been a door guy.
Yeah.
And I've had people like John, shout out Jamar Pitts, Xavier Bronson, Nate Schwartz, Sean Nichols, Mel Earl, a million people just bail me out over and over and over and over again at shit that I either was lacked the confidence to perform at, bombed at, and didn't understand why because I didn't put in the requisite time, or I'm just too busy.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is we do have something coming up. Mm-hmm. So that week, I feel like you could easily target 4 nights that week between in town and when we're in Vegas, because you're already booked for 1 night in Vegas. Mm-hmm. If you can get yourself booked for 1 more gig while we're in Vegas, and you can get yourself on stage 2 more times that night before we hit Oakland Airport, that's 4 times in a week that you could do this month.
Ironically, that is Rooster Teeth is the night before. It's the comedy competition.
Look at that. That's 2 right there in the week. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you. Yeah, he just got it.
Yeah. They rejected me. I know. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. They didn't. Nah, they didn't reject me like that. I had for a new talent showcase, and they was like, it's full. But I take everything as a rejection because I'm a sad little boy.
Yeah, rejection sensitivity is a thing. I struggle with rejection sensitivity. All right, handsome gentlemen, I think this plane is ready to land. I think we've been in flight. I think the airline stewardesses treated you very nicely. You got your peanuts. You got your non-alcoholic drinks. The pilot came by to even say hi and give you some wings. Are we ready for the plane to land?
We're good.
Do you want to land it?
Sure. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for being on the show today. We'll definitely have him back. Thank you to Mimi for this opportunity. And thank you for watching the show.
Thank you guys. That was fun.
Bye.